Ba-ba-ba-bum. All right. Let's see. Good morning, friends. Let me know when you're here. Let me know if you can hear me. Someone's here. Two people. Yay! Ooh, now four. Wonder who's here. So I have this new monitor that we got because of needing a monitor for the live streaming on Sunday. So the guys have a monitor to look at when they're out on the lawn, and they decided to buy a really big one. So it makes it so I have to look really high up instead of kind of where I naturally want to look. So I naturally want to look like right here because that's where I am on the screen, but I have to look up there. So it makes me feel like that. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? Da, da, da. I don't see the chat, so if you're watching and you have a cell phone, will you text me if you can hear me? Since no one's commenting. Where did my chat box go? Facebook changed things on me, so I don't know where things are. So strange. Okay. It's not showing me your comments. I don't know why. Okay. Where is my chat box? See, I should have used the one that I used last week because that's way better. All right. And I'm losing people because I keep rambling on. Okay. So, great. I'm glad you guys are here. I don't know why I can't see the chat. So we will just press on and just go with it. I hope you guys are all doing well. So this week I wanted to reflect upon something from this book I recommended 2 weeks ago, I believe. And I wanted to just share some thoughts on a particular thing that was shared in this book. And the author reflects upon this idea found in Matthew 11:19, and it's the idea that Jesus is a friend of sinners. And this is what Matthew 11:19 says: "The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, 'Look at him, a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. Yet wisdom is justified by her deeds.'" This is in the context of them, the religious leaders, complaining about both John the Baptist and Jesus. So Jesus is pointing out that John the Baptist came and lived an ascetic life, a life of being on his own, and they made accusations against him. And then Jesus comes and interacts with sinners and the regular people, and they complain at him too. So they are lobbing insults or incorrect ideas at Jesus. But here's the thing: is Jesus doesn't actually correct them that he is a friend of tax collectors and sinners. And here's what I think we want to get at and look at and consider today is that Jesus is indeed a friend of sinners and tax collectors. We don't really have that concept here, but those are the types of people that would have been considered societally outcast. They would have been tax collectors were kind of the lowest of the low from a society standpoint in that they were considered to be betrayers of their country, betrayers of what was proper. They were extortioners. They often robbed from people legally. And then there he also uses this term sinners, where this idea of people who are just not living up to what the Pharisees would have said that you're supposed to do, the way you're supposed to live your life. And Jesus is called a friend of these people. He is called a friend of sinners and tax collectors. And ultimately what the Pharisees don't realize and what often people overlook is we are those people. We are the sinner, right? Although we may have it clean on the outside, we are still just as dirty on the inside as anyone else. And that's something else that Jesus talks about, where he talks about the Pharisees being whitewashed tombs, where you clean the outside, but the inside is still dirty. And we can clean up the outside really well, but we need to clean. Cindy handed me a note saying who's watching. Since I can't see the chat, so I'm gonna go back to that thing that had the little duck in the corner last week, and I'm pointing over. It's the opposite for you, but that's where it was for me. It was over there for you last week, which when I'm looking at the screen, it's over. It's like doing a mirror. Okay. Anyhow, Jesus is a friend of those people. He is a friend of sinners. He's a friend of us. And here's what really struck me as I began to reflect upon that and think about that is Jesus is our friend. But who is Jesus? Jesus is God in perfection, right? Jesus is God, so he's therefore perfect. Therefore, anything that he is that thing in perfection. So when we think about the fact that Jesus is our friend, he's not just a good friend, a great friend, he is a perfect friend. And this idea is just, as I've been reading this book and I've been grappling with it, the idea, like, in Jesus, we have the perfect friend. So all our categories of friendship that are right and true and beautiful and good are found 100% in Jesus. Now, sometimes we can have ideas of what a good friend is that is skewed and corrupted by sinful understanding and sinful desires, faulty thinking, faulty logic, faulty emotions. There can be aspects where it isn't what is actually true. But when we think about Jesus as the friend, he is the perfect friend. What does a friend do? A friend never leaves us. He never forsakes us. He is with us all the time. He doesn't abandon us. What are the character qualities that make your best friend your best friend? What makes your best friend a good friend to you? I can tell you that my good friends, my closest friends, my best friends are people that I can call on at any point in time and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. This is really bothering me. This is irritating me. This is annoying me. I feel stressed right now and I don't know why. I can go to those people. We can do that with Jesus too. We can go to Jesus in the midst of our pains. and he listens. I think so often we can de-emphasize those aspects of who Jesus is. We can elevate him to lordship, and we neglect his friendship, the relationship we have with him. Now, let's be honest, we can do the opposite too. We can make it so we become so accustomed to Jesus, we kind of de-emphasize him. We no longer respect him, and we treat him merely as a friend. But he is not merely a friend. He is God. But he is not an aloof God, and he is accessible to us, and he is friendship in perfection. So he's the friend that we can walk with and talk with and share our concerns with. We can say, Jesus, this is bothering me right now. And he listens. What else do our friends do? Our friends advocate for us, right? If you had to go before a court, if you had to go and have you were on trial, you would call character witnesses, you would call your friends and say, hey, would you testify on my behalf? Jesus does that. In Hebrews chapter 4, verses 14 to 16, it says that we have a faithful high priest who advocates on our behalf. I can actually jump there and just read it because I think it's good as we consider this. I didn't intend to go to this verse, but it's good for us to remember as we look at this idea. It says, since then we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God. Let us hold fast our confession, for we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find help in the time of need. Jesus has gone before us, and he stands before the Father advocating for us, partially because he is our friend. He is advocating and ministering on our behalf to the Father because he is our friend. What else does a friend do? A friend lays down their life, Jesus says, right? He says that no greater love than one has than this, but to lay down his life for his friends. He says, and then he says to some degree, in some way, essentially, I'm going to summarize it, that you were once servants, but I now call you friends, and I've told you what the Father is going to do. A friend reveals things that are important to them. Jesus has revealed what's important to him, to us. The Spirit comes in and helps us to understand. So really, friends, I just wanted us to think about this big idea of when you think of friendship, if it was pure and undefiled, what would that friendship be? And then to realize that if those are accurate thoughts and correct and in line with what is true, you have that in Jesus. And I hope that that truth ministers to your heart and helps you along the way and encourages you to pursue God in a greater way. So that's all I got for you. I hope you're all doing well. I got something exciting this week for Sunday for Church on the Lawn. We're actually going to have a guest preacher, so to speak. And I'm excited for you to come and hear him. I'm not going to tell you who it is, though, so you have to show up to see. He's kind of a guest preacher. Kind of not, kind of is. We'll see. It'll be exciting. So I'm excited for you to come and join us on Sunday for Church on the Lawn. And I hope you have a fantastic week. If you have any needs, if you need anything, you let us know. Email me, call the office, can send us a message on Facebook. Also, if you are a member of the church and you want to, this is a fun announcement. I didn't talk about it, but baby Barkman was born on Friday, And so we have organized a meal train. If you have not got on that and you would like to help take them a meal, let me know. You should have gotten an email about it, but if you didn't, check your spam folder and then let me know, because we would love to help support them in this time of transition. All right, friends, I hope you are doing well. May you stay safe and be cared for, and know that the Lord loves you because he is our friend. All right, have a great week.